Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken McLeod. Tonight, a man seen waving a gun in Spring Hill has been arrested after a manhunt. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office says this guy was wanted for having a gun near Battersea Avenue. Residents in that area were asked to stay inside and lock their doors. But the suspect was captured with the help of a police dog. The Sheriff's Office, though, not yet releasing his name. Have you seen these four people? Lakeland police say they might have information related to an infant's death. They're looking for 3 women and a man. The police say the infant's body was found Thursday morning wrapped in a bag inside a dumpster. The umbilical cord was still attached. Police say they aren't sure whether the baby was stillborn or killed after it was born. They believe it had been there for several hours. Autopsy results on the baby are still pending and charges could be filed. Police are also looking for the vehicle on your screen, either a red car or SUV. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of an inmate. They say staffers at the Falkenberg Road Jail gave first aid to 64-year-old Scott Barry Estevez after he fell back on May 8th. He was later taken to Tampa General Hospital, but Estevez died 2 days later. Authorities say he also had some other serious health issues. The matter is still under investigation, and the Sheriff's Office has not yet given a cause of death. Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a new law certain to impact future immigration here in Florida. Reporter Leali Shalaby has more now on how this will impact those trying to come into the state.
For me, this work is both personal and political.
Renata Bizzetto, director of the Florida Immigration Coalition, speaks on how Senate Bill 1718 will impact immigrants all over the state of Florida.
I am an immigrant from Brazil. My family has had a journey that is by no means a simple journey.
The bill was passed by Governor DeSantis earlier this week, marking this bill the strongest anti-immigration legislation in the country.
The bill is a very robust package. It has broad language.
The bill was passed to combat the effects of illegal immigration. However, community leaders believe it will impact more people than expected.
But in a state that our economy and our communities really depend and are so imbricated with the immigrant experience, it's really hard not to see that everybody is going to suffer the impact.
The state of Florida is made up of 4.5 million immigrants whose families and communities this bill is set to impact.
A state that 1 in 5 of us is an immigrant. It's very hard to not assume that this bill is not going to impact everybody.
The bill requires hospitals to collect and submit data on immigrants, enhances penalties on human smuggling for up to 15 years in prison, the strengthening of employment requirements, and an allocated $12 million towards the unauthorized transport system.
The bill is creating chaos, but the reality is Floridians are welcoming, and I believe that we will stand and we're going to resist this fiercely.
In Tampa, Leali Shalaby for Tampa Bay Now News.
Let's go ahead and break down this law a little bit further. It makes transporting a person who entered the country illegally punishable by up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. It also requires hospitals and companies with 25 or more employees to check the immigration status of patients and workers. And it prevents immigrants without a valid visa from becoming lawyers or driving in the state. It would also allocate $12 million to transport migrants to other states. Governor DeSantis has just signed 2 other new bills into law. One of those would prevent digital currency issued by the U.S. Federal Reserve or foreign governments from being treated as money under Florida's Uniform Commercial Code. The order also sought recommendations on a central bank digital currency. The currency would be similar to cryptocurrencies, but include differences, such as the value being fixed by the Federal Reserve. DeSantis says the bill is designed to keep the federal government from deciding how people can use their money.
Cash is king. Like when you have that, you control your own destiny. If you're relying on some digital system and you have no other recourse and it's controlled by a central authority, you're putting your independence in their hands.
The other bill signed on Friday prevents credit card companies from using a separate merchant category code for sales at gun businesses here in the state. Similar 4-digit codes are already being used to separate purchases and collect specific data from businesses. The new law will take effect on July 1st. Well, after 50 years in business, Mel's Hot Dogs is for sale. According to the Tampa Bay Times, Bay Street Commercial is handling that deal. It seems hot dog guru Mel Lone is ready to retire, but wants to protect the legacy of the iconic restaurant. So a buyer is being sought who will continue to operate the restaurant as it is. Potential buyers will be vetted for qualifications, including experience running a restaurant. All right, Jacob heard hot dogs, he came running. Let's go ahead and check the forecast now with meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff.
Again, it was a perfect day today, almost average for this time of year, our average high being in the upper 80s.